If you have a passion for something but never dared to start this, always procrastinated, waiting for the right time, then this video is for you. This video is also for someone who have already started something that's important for them, but there is not enough self-belief, energy, or motivation to keep going. To make these changes in your life, either to grow something or to start and grow something, I'll be using a technique called Neurographic Tree, a visual process of planting the seeds to grow something that's calling you. So this is very personal for me because in this video, I've actually recorded it some time ago. I didn't post it because it was a raw drawing process where I draw on my topic, which is new business. I started new business, Draw to Grow, and then I comment on the way, and it's unfiltered, it's messy, it has my real thoughts. I feel a bit too vulnerable, to expose myself. But then I thought this is actually perfect because you can learn about how you can speak to yourself, how to kind of self-coach yourself during the drawing process. But yes, in neurographic art, we always create a topic before we start the drawing, and I'll be using the topic of new business, but you can take any topic that you want that requires growth or starting something. We will gather all your thoughts, emotions, intentions in your topic, and then we will create the visual roadmap for growth. Okay, it's time to start now. The materials you'll need are a black permanent marker, a notebook with a pen, colored markers, oh, and a paper, of course. Let's move to our first step, which is 20 words in 2 minutes. Write down your topic and write down as many words associations with it as possible within 2 minutes. I'm going to time it for you. Are you ready? Go. Sorry if my camera is shaking. Just doing this. A bit too passionate. We're halfway. And always register if you have like any feelings coming up. I already have the sensations in my chest and I'm a bit scared. Yeah. And stop. Look at your words and see if there is anything that's sticking out in a negative way. For me, that was the word hidden. Now, I'd like you to focus also on the words that have the most amount of energy, or maybe they surprised you. It's almost like they jump out of the page on you. So for me, that was surprisingly power. It was my daughter. What surprised me also, that healing was not one of the first things, but that could be because I'm kind of conscious right now. And when you write down your words, for example, if I write down mind, it could mean many things for me. So it's just important that you realize, what does that mean for you today? So I hope you enjoyed that part. Now let's move to the actual drawing. Try to connect with this empty page and visualize that somewhere here it's your business, it's your ability to grow, it's your ability to change your life from the idea from the seed to the full bloom. Without drawing this, just try to imagine that our tree is approximately, I don't know if you can see it, I hope you can. This is the approximate outline of the tree, and I don't want you to draw those lines, but approximately this is going to be our root area, this is going to be our trunk, and this is going to be our branches. Now, just keeping this in mind, but without thinking this too much, we're going to draw random neurographic lines, thinking about our business growth from the bottom to the top. And as we're doing this, we just really try to visualize the possibility that it is possible, it's fully possible to already take all of your skills, everything you've got, and launch some sort of product to the world. Register what's going on in your body right now and in your mind when you draw these lines. Sometimes you'll see some fear arising. If you do, try to understand where in your body you have that fear. Sometimes you feel excitement, just like you drank coffee. Also try to register where it is in your body. For me, at the moment, it's somewhere in my chest. It's a mixture of excitement and fear. I'm excited, and obviously I'm very scared. And sometimes you have very random thoughts coming to you. Don't ignore them. As we say in Neurographic Art, nothing is a coincidence. The way our brain works, which is yet to prove, I guess, is that so many things are connected with each other, and sometimes we don't understand how could that be a connection. Let's say how my daughter could be a connection to growth of my business directly. But our body and our mind knows better, so don't ignore those signals. To be honest with you, it's quite hard to draw on the camera. It's my first time showing the neurographic tree drawing on the camera, and I do feel a lot of tension, and I wasn't able to release it yet. So maybe that will happen for me a bit later. The way I talk to myself is, that's what I've learned from therapy. Come here now. Bring yourself here to this paper right now in this particular moment. Yes, we are drawing our business, our topics, but right now, what you're experiencing right now in the contact with this paper, what I experience in the contact with this camera, it all matters. So I'm trying to register, what is it? What is it that I'm feeling right now? Okay, now I feel a bit of relief and connection. For me, it's extremely important to be honest with myself and vocalize it. And maybe that part I could use, I should be using in my business, 100%. Well, now if you feel like you have enough lines, we can move to a different part of the drawing. But if you, I don't want to limit you with the number of lines here. Usually on my classes I say, let's draw 5 to 7 lines. But do as much as possible. In Neurographic, there's the rule, not the rule, but it's a saying that the more lines you draw, the better the quality of the results. So each part of our tree would represent a different part of our business and our mind. So what is roots? Roots is our foundation. Roots is what we are standing on. Roots is what holds us grounded, even at times when the wind is blowing really badly, even during storms. And in terms of your business, of building your business or going freelance, I want you to think, what is that? What is the foundation of your business? What are you standing on? What are your main resources inside you that keep you going and that would allow you to grow your business regardless of what happens, regardless of failures? Because I'm sure there's going to be many, and I've already experienced many. What is your driving force that almost like going from your roots? But focus on this area and think of the resources. Approximately, I think my roots are quite big, as you can see. I will count like this. This is the root area, I would say. And in this root area, I'm gonna draw my resources inside myself. And it could be actually outside as well. Sorry, guys. It could be that, let's say, if you got an investment and you're standing on this investment, you will draw this as well. So it could be anything. Anything could be a resource. So every time you come up with a resource, you draw a circle. And that would represent this. So for me, and one more thing to say is that a circle should cross the lines, at least one line. I can kind of already see a circle in here, right? And now I'm already thinking about one of the resources, which for me, regardless of the failures, the most important thing for me is to have meaning in what I'm doing. Even though, as we know, that not much meaning in life, my own meaning and interpretation of this is extremely important. And the meaning here as well is bringing value to others and being able to speak my truth in what I'm doing, being able to use my talents, use my knowledge, and provide it to the world. I didn't expect this circle to be that thick, but I guess this is how much it matters to me. Now, the other way to draw your resources would be to draw a circle first when you feel like, okay, I really want to draw, in terms of composition, my circle should be somewhere else. And then think, what could that be? And I'm gonna try this technique now. So another circle, I'm gonna draw this one in here. I don't know what is it just yet. And it comes to me as creativity. By the way, you can write down your things in here, your resources, if that's easier for you. Having meaning. And I'm standing on my own creativity. And creativity means many things to me. Approaching my business with creativity, creative solution, but also I have to use my creativity in my business. So I wouldn't be able to just bring this business to completely managerial side just to be a manager. No, I want to be here, I want to participate, and I need to be creative. I need to almost like release something. There is this resource, which I don't know what is it. Very big one as well. Okay. There's something that I don't acknowledge in myself, and I always feel like, oh, that shouldn't be the case. But there is a big ambition and drive to be visible and to earn money through this. So it's almost like it's a combination for me. It's a visibility plus money. And another thing, another way I'm gonna call it for myself is ambition. And I always think, as a very like spiritual person, I don't want to say spiritual person, but as a person who likes to deep dive in the subconscious mind, is to connect to ourselves, it's almost like us, this category of people, don't like to take ambition as something good. But I think this is actually, it's even higher, I guess, in my roots than meaning, because this is my main driving force. There's lots of energy in it, in this one, and I can feel that. As for now, I can't come up with anything else, so I'm gonna just leave it as 3. You can put as many resources as you want. It could be your love life, it could be your relationship. The resource could be your material dreams, for example. Building your house, for example, could be a resource. Again, this is an ambition to do something. The next stage would be rounding the corners. Every time 2 lines cross each other, let's say a circle cross this line, we are rounding those corners. So we need to create a perfect flow of energy through this rounding, and actually try to do it from the bottom to the top again, in a way that all elements in your drawing are nicely connected. And the meaning for this is, every time 2 lines cross, they create a tension. There is almost like a feeling of conflict when we have angles in the crossing of lines. And symbolically, I take it as we have 2 conflicting feelings, 2 conflicting ideas. And there's a tension, like, what do I do? What do I choose? How do I earn money but also do something that I love? It's a massive conflict usually. And by rounding the corners of all these lines and circles, we are saying to ourselves that it is possible to find not even a compromise. There is a perfect solution that would make it work. Your mind doesn't know about it yet, but it's there. And we know that our subconscious mind, Carl Jung, I don't know how to pronounce it in English, he talks about how our subconscious mind stores all the answers. That's why we say everything is within us, all the answers and all the possibilities. We just need to unlock them. So the process of rounding those things helps us. That's now my theory, not my theory, but my feeling from it. It helps us go into the flow. It helps us release this strong logical feeling and get into this meditative state. I think who was that? David Lynch, the director. He practices, it's called transcendental meditation. So he goes in this transcendental, I don't know how to pronounce it, state in his mind, and he creates from this state. And he also says that this state has all the answers. We just need to get the key to this state. And one of the keys, one of the ways to get there, it's not the only one, but one of them is Neurographic Art. So obviously I'm talking a lot about those things just to help your process. Hopefully that helps. Try to think more about your resources. Try to feel them in your body. Try to believe in them on more, I guess, physical level, because if we approach it just as information, that would stay as information. What we try to do here is to create an impression. I think that's the right way to say it. I'm just reading now this book by Irvin Yalom. He's a very famous psychotherapist. And he's saying that completely, and I completely agreed on my own experience, is that if the information is just like a piece of information, like an insight, let's say you're going through a therapy session and suddenly you're like, oh yeah, I caught that insight, or somebody else tells you this as information, And you're like, wow, yes, I got it, I understand this. But if you don't experience this inside or inside your body as a bright emotion, that doesn't go any further. The changes don't happen. You have this insight, but where's the change in you? Where's the actual action? Now, ideally, with our practice now in this neurographic tree, we need to create an emotional response. We need to go deep and bright. The bright part will happen later. Now you can see that I'm already moving here centrally, which is our trunk area. Trunk symbolically is our present moment, what's going on now. And you don't have to draw anything in the present moment, but if you feel like there is something coming up in this drawing, and sometimes you feel like, oh my god, I can already see something, I can see the circle, I can see sometimes you'll start seeing shapes that could talk to you. It's almost like you can interpret them. Do it. Don't go too deep into interpretation, just notice that. Keep connecting with whatever emotion you have right now. Let's say you came to this session with irritation or tiredness or sadness, and you're like, this is not connected to my business. Try just to come back to this moment. As for now, you should be getting some sort of satisfaction from this process. So yeah, I've done the central area, and now I'm gonna move to the branches. And in my branches, I'm gonna draw as many circles as I want, but those circles would represent the results of my business growth. Well, first of all, I don't want to think about anything. I just want my hand to lead me, and I'm already seeing a massive circle. I'm even scared to draw this circle. This is how big it is, and my ambition is actually really big. Okay, I'm going for it. Oh my god. Ooh. By the way, you can draw as many as you want. At the moment, I just feel like I want to do this one. Maybe I'll draw a few more, but at the moment it's this one. I just look at my drawing and I see that maybe there's not enough branches to hold this. So I'm gonna draw a few more branches. You know, often, we think that, oh my god, I just need that education. That's one of my things, because I don't have a psychological education. I really want one. And as soon as I get this education, I'm gonna get approved to do whatever I'm doing and sell my services. But you know what? What I've learned in my personal therapy and in my personal experience, nothing is better than just the action towards what you already want to do. And it will come up ugly, and it will be sometimes unprofessional, but the only way to make this business grow is you basically just go for it. If you don't have much experience, but you really think that you can do this, please just do your first step, okay? Right, I hope you're drawing your results. Could be different for you. I should have said it in the beginning, actually. You can draw something very particular. Let's say you can draw a circle with a particular sum of money you want to get a month or yearly. I actually came up with this recently with this thought that I'm always drawing this. I'm actually gonna do this here. Yes, this is my circle with a particular amount. I'm not gonna tell you, but I used to always put this amount per month, and I'm like, no. With your own business, you have to understand that the income varies. How do you say it in English? And you should put a yearly one, because especially when you're in a freelance position, or some business are season related, so maybe you can earn lots of money within 2 months. I think it's good to have the number that you will feel really good, but also try to be, I want to say realistic. Yes, try to be realistic. Like, don't put Don't put £1,000,000 right now if you haven't even started. The average graphic designer salary, if you're employed in the office, is 35K. And then you want to make the same from your own business. Try to do 50. But don't go too crazy if you haven't even started, you know? Oh God, I need to pick up my child from the nursery. That's so annoying. God, I really want to draw a circle. Okay, I can't hold it. Okay. God, I keep wanting to draw these circles. Okay, last one, guys. Now we're moving to the color. So the way we apply the color, some people like to apply it like a particular color on the circles. I guess I prefer doing it as strips of energy. By the way, guys, I forgot a very, very important moment. We forgot to draw the ground line, which our tree is not floating in the space, right? At the moment it is, which symbolically means that this is just a fantasy. So now we're gonna put it in the ground. We're gonna draw a few lines from the sides of our trunk. We're gonna think of how the growth of our business will affect other people. Now, the actual color. All this time we were working with thinking, a lot of thinking here. We tried to connect the subconscious mind, picking something from thoughts, ideas, everything. There were some emotions. Now, we want to create an impression, an emotional response to the whole thing. So now we have 2 final steps left. First of all, we need to find what is called a neurographic figure of fixation. We have to find one object in here that we want to make more, that we want to stand out. It's almost like choosing the main object in this picture. This will be our main result. And for some of you, that could be something in resources. Just feel what needs to almost like lift from this drawing. For some of you, it could be like I think I've already chosen this one, but you can also draw a new one. If you feel like you want to draw a circle in here and then round everything, please do. That will also look really, really nice. This is our main outcome. It has to be visible. It has to be very brave. Right, so now you can clearly see there is lots of energy. I can feel it. This energy goes to different areas. I really, really love it. Now, if you thought that there was a chance for you to destroy your tree, I'm gonna give you another chance. We're gonna be drawing field lines. We're choosing the existing line that goes from the bottom to the top somewhere or to the side, and we make it thicker as well. With this line, we're signing the agreement with the universe that saying that our intentions are good, but we can't know what is the best possible scenario for us, and there is always something higher, bigger, whatever you believe in. If you know, you can create any meaning in this, bigger than us, that knows what's the best possible outcome for us. This line is about trust. It is what it is. It's not perfect, but it's here. I'm very happy with this result. It gives me that impression of, it gives me focus for sure, and it gives me scale. Now, after we've done our beautiful tree, looking at this tree, let's think what would you call this topic if we were to name it again. So first one was my business, and what would you call this? For me, this will be this would be business. I think I already wrote it there. Thriving business. Business is thriving. And I'm going to write down words associations again. So we've finished now. How was it for you guys? I'll be very curious to know which topic did you choose and what did you choose to grow or start? Because I'm actually very curious about who my audience is now when it's growing. Please, please, please share in comments with me. If you want to learn another technique in neurographic art to use in different situations, you can check this video on my channel. Now going back. Skylab. I'm recording this and my cat is doing a pee just behind me. Can you hear it? Unfortunately, as this was some time ago, I can't find the drawing, but I remember that this was very powerful for me. And I've done this before I started YouTube channel. So Draw to Grow is a business where I offer one-to-one sessions, team building, and many other things. But I always wanted to start YouTube. And after this video, I finally did. So neurographic art definitely works for me anyway. Let me know if it works for you too. Thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you next time.